Welcome to China and Hong Kong Compliance Essentials, where we dive deep into the latest trends and best practices of corporate administration in both China and Hong Kong. I'm your host, Christina Kohler-Coluccia, and in this episode, we're discussing a critical issue affecting financial staff in China, which is the rise of emerging fraud threats. On September 19th, the Beijing Daxing Tax Bureau issued a warning to companies about a concerning spike in fake tax audit notices. These deceptive emails are designed to trick recipients into clicking malicious links to download harmful materials. The Tax Bureau has emphasized that they do not communicate tax-related matters through email or popular messaging platforms like QQ or WeChat, highlighting the importance of vigilance among financial staff in the face of these threats. One truly has to stay vigilant. In today's digital landscape, fraudsters are becoming increasingly sophisticated, presenting significant risks to financial operations within companies in China. And this episode will explore the common fraud tactics targeting financial personnel and how organizations can protect their teams. So let's start by understanding the common fraud tactics to be aware of. One major threat is impersonation fraud. Here, fraudsters may pose as executives or even tax officials infiltrating company communications. For instance, there have been cases where scammers mimicked CEOs, convincing finance teams to transfer funds into fake client accounts, leading to significant losses. Another tactic is impersonating tax authorities or bank staff under the guise of audits or inspections, which can only mislead financial personnel into transferring money. Phishing is another prevalent method. Fraudsters send emails or messages with links appearing to be legitimate, only to capture sensitive information like passwords. One case involved a finance employee from a company in Beijing who clicked on what seemed to be a bank upgrade notice, resulting in stolen funds. We have also seen the menace of Trojan virus fraud, where malicious files are shared through chat groups that can compromise financial systems. Finance staff need to be wary of unexpected file transfers, as this can lead to significant data breaches as well. So the big question obviously is, what can companies do to safeguard their financial teams against these threats? It starts with establishing clear emergency reporting and communication protocols. If fraud is suspected, officials should quickly report the incident and notify law enforcement when necessary or immediately, in fact. Next, an emergency payment suspension can prevent also further losses. Companies must act swiftly to contact banks and halt any transactions associated with potential fraud, preserving, again, all related evidence. Conducting a thorough risk assessment post-incident is crucial to understand where vulnerabilities exist and enhance those response plans. Additionally, internal investigations help to pinpoint where there are system or standard operating procedure weaknesses, paving the way for necessary corrective actions. Now, let's focus on prevention strategies. Firstly, training and ultimately awareness is essential. You need to be aware that these threats are occurring. Companies should regularly educate financial staff on new fraud methods through workshops, seminars. Open communication channels can obviously prevent hasty decisions being made under pressure. Moreover, implementing strong internal controls can also greatly reduce fraud risks. This involves clear separation of duties to ensure no single individual has complete control over the financial transactions. Enhancing cybersecurity is another vital measure, keeping software updated, using reliable antivirus programs, maintaining robust password protocols are fundamental to protecting the financial data. Finally, two additional points. One is utilizing QQ and WeChat for company purposes. I repeat this constantly to clients. Understand your standard operating procedures in regards to how WeChat and QQ or any other social media or communication platforms should be utilized. There should be no company documents rolling around in private, personal WeChat messages, neither in QQ. It should be done formally within the tool systems that are being utilized by the company, whether that's Slack, email, Asana, or any other IT tools that are being utilized. Last but not least, having a well-defined emergency response plan is invaluable. As you may realize, it is embarrassing for any individual to be frauded. And the first reaction that might occur is, I keep silent until nobody notices or nobody reads the balance sheet or the bank statement. The key is making sure that your staff realize they're human. Fraud happens. It's all about manipulating the individuals. It is a manipulation tactic, and these fraudsters are extremely well versed in how to manipulate. Nobody should be embarrassed in these situations. You just have to make sure the protocols are there. So having an emergency response plan is invaluable. This plan should clarify roles, responsibilities, have practice drills, which will ensure that everyone knows their part during a crisis. For foreign investors where you are maintaining a seat in your head office overseas and you have the subsidiary in China, it is critical to have these emergency response plans readily available. In conclusion, the financial personnel in China face numerous advanced fraud threats. Even as individuals, we are being frauded and manipulated on a daily basis when it comes to access. If you go to any bank's website now, there's always going to be a box at the top stating, don't click on links from SMSs, don't do X, Y, and Z. We at our bank don't do this. We don't ask for passwords. But this needs to be reminded to everybody. We are living in a very fast-paced world. When you get that phone call and somebody says you're being frauded and it's a fake and they ask you to give passwords, you just want to solve it immediately, right? That is our mentality in this fast-paced world. So it is really, really important to make it aware to your financial personnel in China that fraud threats exist. They are very advanced in their techniques and in their manipulative skills. You need to be vigilant. You need to have strong internal controls, continued education. Companies can significantly mitigate risks of financial loss from these fraudulent activities if they implement these things now and make everybody aware of it now. Thanks for tuning in into our China and Hong Kong compliance essentials. If you have found this episode insightful, please do subscribe, share it with your colleagues. This is a perfect avenue for you to make it aware to your financial teams. If you do have any questions or would like to have a discussion, my details will be in the show notes. Until next time, stay informed and stay protected.